Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am very excited to be doing this video today. This is going to be my very first collab video, so I'm super excited. We're going to be doing another movie review and a makeup look, and then I am collabing with Manders Beauty. She is a fellow YouTuber. She's awesome. I met her, I don't know how long we've been friends now. It's been a little bit. She's here on YouTube. She has an awesome channel. She's super nice. She likes these movie review makeup look videos that I do, so she's going to be doing one herself. I will leave her channel name and the link to her video down below, so definitely after you watch this, go over and check hers out. I'm going to be doing idle hands, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. I'm going to do my makeup. Like always, it's just going to be eyes. That's generally how I do my reviews. I talk about the movie. If you're new here, I do my makeup on camera, but I don't talk about the products a whole lot. So if you're not here for the makeup and just the movie content, it shouldn't be too boring for you. If you have any questions on what I'm using or colors, shades, any of that, just leave me a comment down below and I will answer those questions for you. So I'm moving you guys closer. So yeah, we're going to get into it. Please take a moment and hit that subscribe button if you are new here. I really appreciate it, and I love having new people join my little YouTube family. So yeah, hit that subscribe button. Make sure if you were subscribed already that you're still subscribed. There's been some issues with YouTube unsubscribing people, so just make sure that you are still subscribed. And yeah, we're going to get into it. So we're going to be talking about idle hands. I'm going to put my mirror here. Like I said, if you haven't watched any of my reviews, I do generally just eye makeup on camera while I'm talking. It gives me something to do while I'm talking, and then it also, some people just want makeup content, some people just want movie content, so it kind of is the best of both worlds for me. I get to do both. I like horror movies, so most of my reviews are on horror films. I think I am going to incorporate some 80s movies as well, but it'll be 80s or horror. That's generally what I'm going to do. And I lost my towel. Did I pick it up? Oh, I found it. It's on the floor. So I just primed my eyes. The palette I'm going to be using was very like idle hands feeling to me. If I can get to it. I kind of buried it behind the camera, which that was intelligent of me. We're going to use the 35M, the Boss Mood palette. I've only used this one other time. My friend Lauren was kind enough to give this to me as a gift. So it's very mossy. Yeah, these mossy colors really like speak to me, and we'll get into that. There are going to be spoilers, so if you haven't watched Idle Hands and it bothers you to know things before you see the movie, stop this, go watch it, and come back. And then Manders, I believe, is going to be doing The Craft. So if you want to hear about The Craft, and I'm very excited to see what look she comes up with to go along with that movie. But Idle Hands came out in 1999, so they just celebrated their 20th anniversary, which is crazy to me because I remember when that came out. I was either in 8th grade or freshman in high school, and it's one of those movies. I remember it being at the really small theater here in Yuma it was there for like a week. It was in the theater for a week, and then they pulled it. I actually didn't see it until it came out on video. I rented it. Loved it, but it was one of those movies, like, it bombed at the box office. Nobody went and saw it, and I think it kind of developed a little bit of a cult following through video rentals. It's about a guy whose hand gets possessed by the devil, and then his hand starts killing people. He ends up murdering his two best friends. They turn into zombies. Seth Green is one of Devon Sawa. I should go back. Devon Sawa is the main character. He was a 90s teen heartthrob. He was on like Tiger Beat and all those magazines. Seth Green is one of his best friends, and then the guy that plays his other best friend, I can't think of the actor's name, but he was in the Mighty Ducks. He played the kid that could hit the puck really hard and was kind of the big kid in the first one, and then he became one of the Bash brothers in the sequel. That's the actor who plays the other friend. You know, they're all stoners. He ends up killing his best friends. They come back as zombies, and they're very like earthy, like green, mossy. That's why I wanted to use this palette, because it very much, the greens and the browns very much look like their flesh. So that's what we're going to be using. And it is a dark comedy. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to set this. Maybe in my lap, and we'll just hope that I can kind of see it. That's the only bad thing with these Morphe palettes, is they're kind of large. So I've got some spray in case I need to wet my brush, my color switch. I have liner and mascara. So we're just going to get into it. Like I said, I generally just say the name of the palette, and then I'm just going to dive in. And then if anybody has any questions on shades that I use, I can let you know. I'm going to have to hold this a little bit because I'm blind and I can't see. I think we're going to start with this color, but Mike's been home. He's home tonight. He's watching the baby in the living room while I try and film this. But he hasn't seen Idle Hands, and we got about 5 minutes into the movie. We were having some storms come through, and then our internet went out. I'm trying to get him to watch it tonight. It is a dark comedy. It's not like a straight horror movie, but I have been thinking about this movie recently, like I said, just because they did celebrate 20 years. Jessica Alba is in it. She's super young. She plays, you know, the love interest, the girl down the street that Devon Sawa was infatuated with. Her name was Molly. Vivica Fox is in it. She plays the person assigned to like track down the possessed individual and kill them. The guy that lives down the street that kind of helps them has been in some things. I couldn't tell you the actor's name, but I've seen him in other movies. And then, like I said, Seth Green is in it, and he plays one of his friends, and he's just hysterical. I think he's very underrated. He is so funny, and it's one of those movies where I don't know if they meant it to be as funny as it comes across to me, but I just hysterically laugh. I used to have it on VHS. Again, it's a 20-year-old movie, so VHS was a thing, and I watched it over and over because I just thought it was just hysterical to me. It's just so funny. The scenes with him and his friends after they turn into zombies are probably some of the funniest. Like, the dialogue in it is just, like I say, if you have not seen it, I don't think I'm spoiling anything by that, because I'm pretty sure in the previews years ago, if memory serves, they showed like clips of them as zombies. So I think it was one of those, you kind of knew something was going to happen to his friends. But so hopefully, like I said, if you haven't seen it, hopefully I don't ruin it too much for you and you still go and watch it. Or if you haven't, I apologize, the dog's barking. We've only had our dog for a month, and because Mike is on the road all the time, she hasn't quite warmed up to him. We got her from the pound, so I'm pretty sure she was abused. So if you can hear her barking, not that he's abusing her, but she's a little skittish around guys, and because Mike is on the road so much, she tends to bark at him. So I apologize if you hear barking. If you can't hear it, then that's good, and then you just think I'm crazy, but I can hear it. I don't know what my mic is picking up, so I apologize to you if you can hear barking. I am filming this. What is today? Today is Thursday, and we're shooting for Saturday, so I was like, oh, well, you're home, let me go in and film this, and now the dog's barking. But anyway, I'm trying to Mike has to leave tomorrow, so I'm hoping that I can get him to, like I said, we got about 5 minutes in, and the credits are very bloody. I didn't realize. I think I always fast forwarded through them. And then the opening, you know, is his parents, and there's, you know, somebody's in the house and it's creepy. That was as far as we got. So he didn't get very far, and he was just kind of like, what are you making me watch? I don't know if I'm feeling this movie. I keep telling him it's funny. He likes Seth Green, so I keep trying to tell him it's funny. I promise you, you will like it. I forgot to put my lip color on. And now I don't know what color I want to do. I was going to throw that on right now, but I don't know what I want to do. Maybe we'll use, I haven't used this color. Maybe we'll use that. Stick that out before I forget, because I have filmed these and forgotten to put like mascara and lipstick on. So while I'm thinking about it, I apologize if I'm all over the place in this video. I was thinking about, I only used this palette one other time, and I pretty much used these shades, so I should probably use some other shades next time. But again, this is pretty much the color in my crease that I have built up with multiple shades is the color that that Seth Green and the other friend are. It's very like earthy. So when I had decided what film I was going to talk about, this is the palette. I was like, yes, I have to use this because it has the right shades brown and green in it. So, but yeah, it's not a super long movie. I want to say because of when it was made, it's probably only an hour and a half, so you don't have to commit a huge chunk of time. They make movies longer now. Everything's like 2 hours. Which isn't bad. You can have more storyline. You're not like speeding through it. But if you're kind of like on the fence and you've never seen it, you're not committing a huge amount of time, which is nice because not everybody wants to sit there or has time to sit there for 2 hours. I know I don't, especially at night, because I tend to watch most of what I watch in the evenings after the baby goes to bed, and not always do I want to stay up for 2.5 hours at 9 o'clock to watch something. So that is definitely a factor in what I watch in the evenings sometimes. So it's not a long movie. It is one that I think you're gonna have to like seek it out or rent it on Amazon. It's not available anywhere to stream. You can purchase it from DVD or digital on Amazon for like $10. Like, it's not expensive, so that's nice. But it's not on Prime, it's not on Netflix. I want to say like it was on Netflix probably years ago, but I haven't seen it on anything. And I was kind of hoping that it would be available on some platform with the anniversary coming up, but again, it pretty much straight to video. It's one of those cult movies. You either saw it and liked it, or you've never heard of it, or you watched it and just thought it was one of the dumbest movies you've ever seen. I think that's generally the camps that people are in with it. Like I said, Mike had never heard of it, never seen it. I'm trying to get him to watch it, and I keep telling him it's funny. I promise. I said I think Seth Green is very underrated. The comedic humor is very comparable if you saw him in Without a Paddle and you liked him in that movie. Same level. Obviously, because he's a zombie, it's a little bit darker of a character, and he's playing a stoner. So, you know, him and the other guy and Devin Sawa are, you know, smoking weed. So if that does bother you, maybe don't watch it, but there is some marijuana use. I don't believe there's any nudity in it. They do kind of hint that him and Jessica Alba have sex, but you don't see them, because that does deter people from, you know, not everybody wants to see that. It is a little bit gory, not horribly gory, but there is some gore in it. So again, depending on what your taste level, but it's very mild, like especially compared to some of the movies they're making today. But that is in there. Like I said, if that's a deterrent, just so people are like, you recommended this movie and now I am offended and appalled. But just so you know kind of what you're walking into watching. But again, it's a dark comedy. It's not a straight horror movie. It's meant to be funny. It does not take itself seriously at all. So I think it's a good, like, for, you know, teens, because like I said, it came out when I was in junior high or high, like freshman in high school. So it's a good, I think, kind of gateway movie into like horror if you've got older children. And because like I said, there's no nudity in it. There is some violence, and you know, like I said, they're smoking marijuana, but it's not the goriest movie ever. And it's funny. So with the lightheartedness, I think it's, unless you don't want your kids watching the marijuana part. But I remember when I saw it the first time, I was like, oh, he's one of those kids. I was fortunate. Wasn't around a lot of kids that did stuff like that. And I went to a smaller high school, so it wasn't really a big deal. But there were definitely the stoner kids. But yeah, if you've got younger kids and you're wanting to or they're wanting to watch horror, get into horror, it's probably a good movie to start them on, because it's not super bad. And I think the comedy elements kind of distract from the violence that is happening, because like I said, his hand is possessed. It is killing people. He does cut his hand off at one point in the movie, so there's that. And then the hand is like the evil version of Thing from the Addams Family, where the hand's crawling around. Because again, it's been possessed. It's the it takes, you know, the idle hands are the devil's playground concept to the extreme, and I think could be a good motivator. If you have children, like, have them watch it and be like, look, like, not that that's a possibility if things ever happen, but don't be lazy, be motivated. Don't end up like this kid, because, you know, do drugs and are lazy, bad things can happen to you. If you want to take it there, you could use it as a teaching moment. But I don't know. I feel like I grew up in a different time. My parents, once I started really watching horror movies, weren't really like, and my mom was definitely one that was more concerned about nudity than violence. So it really didn't matter how violent the movie was, as long as there wasn't a ton of nudity in it. She really didn't care a whole lot, which I don't really understand the thought process behind that, but like a different generation, different time. American Horror Story is a lot gorier, I feel like, than this, and that's on television, so I don't think it's bad. My favorite scene, there's a part where they leave Devon Sawa's house, because they all live like on the same block pretty much, to go back to Seth Green's house or one of the other guy's house, and they're gonna get burritos. Granted, they're zombies, they're dead at this point, so why they're wanting to go get a burrito, your guess would be as good as mine. But they leave, and it's the part where he decides he's gonna cut his hand off. So they're in there, he's gonna cut his hand off. I think he cuts his hand off. They leave to go next door. They're gonna get some burritos and a first aid kit, because he's just cut his hand off. He just, you know, the hands starts moving. He decides to put it in the microwave, because he's gonna like liquefy it and try and destroy it. He's trying to kill it. Vivica Fox at this point is trying to find him to just kill him, because there's not really any way to remove the evil without killing the host. So she's planning on murdering him. He figures out he's just going to cut his hand off. contain it, try and, you know, he thinks that once he removes the hand, it's just going to be done. The hand starts to move on its own. That's why I said you got like the evil version of it from the Addams Family. Puts it in the microwave, the hand like liquefies, turns into this like grotesque looking zombie hand. There's like goo and blood and guts all over the microwave. And I think he passes out at one point, but they come back, they've got their burritos. So then they open the microwave and I think they let it out. So then the hand's just gone out into the void. And the one guy, the guy from Mighty Ducks is like, oh, you know, because there's blood and goo all over the microwave. Should we clean it first? And Seth Green is like, oh yeah. And then we'll just go clean the whole house. So they just throw their burritos in with the blood. And so lines like that, I don't know. It's just hysterical because one, like, why are they even eating a burrito? And two, and then the one friend, the other friend, not Seth Green, he's decapitated, so they reattach his head. So when he's eating the burrito's like oozing out of his neck, and Seth Green is just appalled. And it's like they're zombies. It just, I don't know. It's a hysterical movie. It truly, truly is. That's my favorite part. The scene in the middle with, I don't even know if it's in the middle. It's probably towards the beginning, but just, that's probably my favorite part. That's probably the part that I remember the most. You're gonna have to apologize that my makeup has worn a little bit around my nose. I've had it on for a few hours. I had a interview, and so I did my makeup this morning, and it is now 3:30. I didn't do my eye makeup because I knew I was going to film this, but doing this video definitely makes me want to buy Idle Hands on DVD. So I may order it after I'm done filming this. Like I said, you can buy it on Amazon, and I think you can rent it through Amazon, but that's the only place I've seen it, unfortunately. Like I said, I was hoping Shudder would have picked it up temporarily, or Prime, or even Netflix, with it being the 20th. My camera died twice, so I will try and splice this together. I will try and edit a little bit better than what I normally do. Hopefully I'll be able to figure it out. But yeah, I was saying I definitely want to go order it. I was hoping Prime or Netflix would have picked it up for the anniversary, but I think because it was such a low budget, not a lot of people saw it situation, that people probably don't even realize that it's been 20 years. I think if it was a more popular film, it probably would be available on one of the streaming platforms. But yeah, because low budget, pretty much straight to video, kind of cult following movie, it wasn't really on anybody's radar, unfortunately. But like I said, you can rent it on Amazon, and you can buy it on Amazon. Do have like eyeshadow on my nose. I think I got it. Or mascara. I don't know. I had something. I just finished it up with some liner. A little bit more mascara. I did have mascara on already, but I figured I would put just a little bit more. And then that, I will put lipstick on. I'm gonna close this. I didn't end up having to wet my brush at all, so what I have on my eyes is just straight out of the palette. It's not as glittery as I would like it to be, but it's not bad. And this is a Becca lipstick in taupe. So it's just a brown. I was gonna do a liquid, but I've kind of been over liquid lipsticks lately just because of how drying they are. So I had this on the top of the drawer because I haven't really used it yet. So yeah, there is my look. Hopefully you guys like it. Excuse me. It's very mossy, very green, very earthy. I'll put my glasses back on. So yeah, that was my look. That was my kind of review talking about idle hands. Again, definitely go check out Manders Beauty page. I will leave her channel, the link to her video. Again, she's going to be doing the craft, so I'm very excited to see what look she comes up with for that. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, please subscribe if you haven't already so you can become part of my little YouTube family and you don't miss out on any other movie reviews. I try to do these once a week. I don't always do them once a week, but I've been trying to. And I do actually have 2 more planned that I'm going to film after this, so those should be up Sunday, hopefully. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see everybody in my next video. Bye guys.